On steelheadbeads.com. In this video I'll be going over how to rig a slide line bobber to fish for trout, still, and salmon with beads in rivers and streams, and when we use this system. Okay, to do this, to tie this rigging, we're going to need a bobber stop knot, 2 beads, the bobber, swivel as terminal tackle attached to our weighting system, and a leader at the end. Alright, to tie on the bobber, we would simply slide the bobber stop knot onto the main line. Once it's on the main line, we would slide the bobber stop knot off onto the main line, cinching the knot down. We would slide the sleeve of the bobber stop knot off the main line and discard it. As you can see, it has been done here on our main line. Followed by a bead. This bead is essential. The bead between the knot and bobber keeps the bobber from sliding past that knot. This knot is a knot that slides up or down your main line to allow the depth in which you'll fish below it. Below the bobber, once that's threaded onto the line, we will follow it up with a second bead. This bead protects the bobber from the swivel during hook set and the knot against the bottom when it's dragged across the bottom. Followed by our swivel. Our swivel is tied to the top barrel swivel with our main line, our terminal end, and our leader to the bottom barrel attached to the clamp. The clamp acts as a dropper with our weighting system attached with banding and split shots. A concession of split shots on banding is ideal. When you drag against the bottom and snag up, you will lose 1 split shot or snap out 2 split shots or break off, but you won't lose your complete rigging assembly, your bobber, leader, and your weighting system, just your weighting system. Okay, let's go over when we fish a slide line bobber and how. Traditionally, we fish a slide line bobber when the water is too slow to bounce bottom and get through the complete sleeve in the section of river we are fishing. To do so, we need a vessel, a bobber to carry us through so we can cover this entire stretch. In slow, deep stretches where you could barely get through the hole, let's say that stretch is 10 foot deep, you would fish at approximately 9'5" to stay suspended above the bottom so that you could still continue through the sleeve. If you were 10 foot to 10 foot, you would drag over the bottom and stop. So we want to be a little bit suspended in those very slow holes. That is, we want our rigging suspended and our beads barely off the bottom in those very slow holes so that our rigging won't stop. Okay. Secondly, we will also fish a bobber or a slide line bobber in a little bit faster current, but not fast enough yet to still carry that bottom bouncing assembly. In this type of water, the upper current is much faster than the lower current due to underwater topography, structures, and the water colliding with it and the friction therein causes that current to back up and slow up. So we need to match that lower current with our presentation, our rigging down below. How do we do that when the upper current is faster and our bobber will get swept away with our rigging down below? We simply use the bobber as a dragging system to pull our anchor on the bottom up and over the bottom so we could continue through the hole. If we don't do so and slow our rigging up by dragging the weight up and over the bottom, we'll blow through the hole, through the fish, and we will get very few strikes. So if we're fishing in a sleeve that is consisting of faster water but not fast enough to bounce bottom, and let's say it's 4 foot deep, we want to set our slide line bobber purposely at 4'6" or 5" to drag us up and over, allowing our presentation down below to match that lower current speed and the replication of an individual egg in that lower current. So that being said, today we've gone over how to rig this slide line bobber assembly, when to use it, and the dynamics of that underwater topography playing a major role in why we would drag our weighting system and beads up and over the bottom to match that lower current speed and not be swept away in that upper current by the bobber. That being said, hey, I hope this helps. I know it's going to up your success on the water. It's going to give you another tool for the toolbox. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.